Oh, an
Oh
update?
my God, we have an exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's downtown.
Okay,
he's
let's
going
see what's
All
going.
right, what do we have here?
What do we have?
On the line.
He's on the line. Elijah, the guy who got punched.
No. The guy who filmed the guy. getting
Oh, okay.
punched.
Let's hear from this. The name is who is calling in right now?
It's Elijah Schaffer.
Elijah Schaffer. Elijah, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So, tell us what happened, Elijah.
All right. So, currently, right now, the situation, and the police have lost control in Dallas. Our militia are coming in hordes, actually. They have absolutely no ability to defend themselves. Federal agents have come in unmarked cars, and they're doing investigations coming into the city. I'm in the car right now. There were shots fired. We saw a man who was defending his store. They stoned him. I'm just like, I can't get over this. They stoned
Now,
him.
Elijah, 1 second. Are you a passenger or are you driving? Because I don't want you to be. I don't want to be.
I'm a passenger.
Okay, good.
I got my producer there.
All right, hello. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I first thought this was going to be a bit with someone from our crew. So I wasn't. I didn't know that you were actually on the line. So Elijah, yes, please take a breath. Whatever you have to do here, but stay safe and continue with your information. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah. So okay. So the federal. You were telling us about the federal agent. Sorry, I missed some of it. You cut out a little bit. Explain it to us again. Exactly what it was that you've seen.
Yeah. So I'm obviously a little bit ramped up. You know, I cover protests full time, and I've never seen anything like this. It is one step away from a war zone.
Yeah.
I between what I've seen in Somalia, in Aleppo, this was no different. There were explosives. Police were doing drive-by pepper bullet and rubber bullet, just gunshots to disperse crowds. Police were in desperation. And they broke into banks. They are breaking in, they're destroying into ATMs, into bars, into the American Airlines Center. FBI is on the ground. They're using drones. It's to the point where they had to shut down the city and they just lost control. And it's every man for himself.
And in which city is this, Ms. Schaffer?
This is in Dallas.
It isn't, because I'll tell you what, we've been watching CNN now for 4.5 hours. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've shown Dallas once.
Not once.
No.
Not once.
So they've talked about how most of these protests are peaceful, and they've never mentioned Dallas, and they've sort of pointed to Los Angeles and D.C. as exceptions to the rule. Would you say that Dallas was a protest that started off with the intent of being peaceful and it sort of got out of control? Or how do you think people came into this?
Absolutely not. So we showed up right when they began to gather outside of a tobacco shop, and it was their gathering point. Within 15 minutes, they broke into the tobacco shop, which was, by the way, run by black people, and started looting it.
Well, self-loathing, but yes.
Right. Yeah.
They started looting it, and they stole a fire extinguisher, started throwing bottles, and within 15 minutes, they were going, let's go this way. They were telling people where they should go to break stuff, to start getting it started. And within 25 minutes, they had already broken fully into a CVS, started looting the CVS, cheering. And so it was peaceful for approximately 14 minutes and 59 seconds.
14 minutes and 59 seconds. That is unbelievable specificity. I mean, like that's unlike at CNN. They go, well, it was mostly peaceful for about 3 hours,
right,
but you don't want to see any of that. Let me ask you this: how did you? So you that was your footage that we saw earlier of the man who was beaten into a pulp?
Yeah, absolutely. I was right there, and I would have gotten footage earlier. I posted the full thing.
Okay.
But obviously, people have guns in Dallas, and this man was in a straight-up knife fight. But what I was saying is they stoned him, Stephen, like medieval, picked up rocks and dropped him on his head. Oh. They stoned a man on the streets of Dallas. And I've gone to maybe 30 of these in the last year alone, and I'm shocked, man. It's hard. It's hard.
Can I ask you a question? Because someone had told, and I don't have any of this verified, so I am going on your word here, and obviously trusting that you're giving me an accurate account, and I believe you are. Did that man have a sword? Is that what someone told me? The man who was beaten up, did he charge them with a sword, or how did that happen?
Yeah. So I think he made a decision that might have cost him his life. He was in front of the store, and he seemed to be guarding the store.
Right.
And protesters came up to him, rioters, I should say. They weren't protesters. I'm sorry for saying that, but bloody rioters.
No, don't be sorry to say that at all. This is if it was 14 minutes of non-rioting followed by the entire evening of rioting, I think at that point it's fair. So I'll take the heat. I would say rioters. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's your new shirt, man. 14 minutes apiece. But he basically, like, they came at him. I would say he was sort of defending himself. But he screamed and he ran at them as they kind of like started like attacking him. And then they grabbed his sword, started kicking him, hitting him on the head with skateboard, and stoned him on the street until he was slumped over, unresponsive. People were laughing, saying to let him die. And they were laughing. And and I think they were anti-fascist militia medics that were helping him hold the back of his head. But rumor is he died. I don't know. I can't confirm it. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I can tell you that he was definitely close to death.
I think we saw some footage afterwards that he did not die.
Yeah, I don't think he's died yet. So on Twitter, there's
has a question.
Yeah, there's some reports on Twitter that say that he's being tended to, that he's been taken to a hospital. There's also, and I don't know if you can confirm this for us or not, but there's a report that he stabbed somebody immediately prior to that scene where he's running around and you can see him go after a kid with a skateboard.
No.
Did you see any of that?
No.
Okay.
We were there.
Yeah, no.
So I did the whole police call, and I had to. A guy did get cut on his hand.
Okay.
Like a gash, but it wasn't. Nobody was like legitimately stabbed, and I had to go around to about 40 people, and I had to confirm with them that he was not. That they were not stabbed because the police wanted to know who was injured, and besides the gash, there was nobody else seriously injured.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And you're leaving the riot now, right? Correct. You're getting somewhere safe because it seems like it's getting out of hand there in Dallas.
Yeah. To be honest, I've been up in Portland, I've been up in DC, I've been in New York, everywhere where these events are going on, and this is not a police state. This is not a race war. This is not about police brutality. This is not about racial inequality. This is a civil war going on. Cultural Marxist class warfare. The rioters said, let's go this direction. That's where the rich people live. And last night, there were organizers in Dallas leading people to pallets of bricks.
Yeah.
I posted about this, and they were organizing people where to go, how to destroy things. Tonight people were emboldened by the lack of police intervention. And it's scary to watch police in the United States, SWAT members, state troopers, the FBI, unable to hold control in their own city. And tonight, Dallas is mourning, and I say this all with a very heavy heart as America burns.
Yeah, it really is scary because, like I said, we've sort of been, I don't want to say duped, but we've been watching CNN and having our researcher bring in information from Twitter to contrast it. And only now CNN, because everything is ablaze. I mean, I don't think that there's a place in any of these cities where they can point a camera and there won't be violence. But they haven't talked about Dallas at all. They've mainly been focusing on, I don't know what's up right now. Washington, Los Angeles. Let me ask you, first off, where can people find you and support you? Because it's obviously you do a lot of the citizen journalism. Where should people go to keep following your work?
Yeah, subscribe at youtube.com/slightly-offensive or find me on blazetv.com/slightly-offensive as well. But you can get a lot of that content right now on Slightly Offensive on YouTube. Or you can also find me on Twitter for live updates and all the clips at Elijah Schaffer.
Okay. Oh, I think you froze there for a second. Did we lose? Oh, sorry, we lost you for a second. Sorry, continue. We heard.
I'm there. Sorry.
Sorry, we heard at Elijah Schaffer, and then you froze. If you could just finish that, because I want to make sure you get it in there.
Yeah. So at Elijah Schaffer, that's ElijahSchaffer on Twitter. But also, just make sure you got to go subscribe to that YouTube channel. We have about 100 protest videos, and there's this full coverage, completely synopsis with all unedited, uncut footage, is going to air on Monday at youtube.com/slightly-offensive. So check it out.
Okay, absolutely, and I appreciate you doing the work that Don Lemon isn't doing. Right. Does anyone else here? I want to just make sure that if anyone in this room has some questions, because I thought this is going to be a bit.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to see someone with a mustache in a kiddie pool with alligators, but that's next week. Does anyone have any questions? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. No. Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Schaffer, I know you guys. Just make sure eyes on the road here, and stay safe and keep us updated, man. We really do appreciate it, and hopefully, you know what? I will say this: I'll be a consumer in that I want to see as much unedited footage as humanly possible,
Yes.
because
Yes.
as someone, all of us work in this here. We do this for a living, and it's tough. It really is like drinking from a fire hose, and so we know that we can't count on places like CNN and frankly Fox News in a lot of ways, because most of it is just editorializing. And I say this, the irony is not lost on me. Then I'm an entertainer. I editorialize, but I do need to rely on people who are hopefully providing accurate information, and it's becoming more and more difficult. So, Mr. Schaffer, thank you so much, brother, and please do be safe. Keep us posted in the future days.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Real fast, my producer wanted to make one comment, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure he's not.
Yeah, no, I'll look at the road.
Okay, good.
No, I just want to make one comment. Right after the machete gun thing happened, the protesters broke up and immediately went back to smashing windows, and then they broke right into the American Airlines Center.
Yeah, so they looted. They almost killed the guy, laughed, and then went to go rob the rest of Dallas, and that's how the protest ended tonight, or the riot, I should say.
Oh my gosh.
Does it seem like it's still going on?
Yeah, that was the one thing I want. Is it under control at all, or is it?
No. We had to get to our car, and while we were leaving, the protest was like exiting outside of police lines. The riot, big hordes of people coming to just get the rest of the city they hadn't hit, and we had to take a separate direction and get out. So it is fully charged, fully energized. More police units coming in, federal agents. It is, I would say, just getting started.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Schaffer. And I don't know the name of your producer there. What's the name of your?
Austin Holland.
Austin Holland. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And do me a favor, though. I know you guys obviously want to get the story, but we are at a point, as you said, this is a different level, and I want to make. I don't want to make sure I'm not your dad, but I would like to know that you guys are safe, because the last thing I want to see is somebody else beaten within an inch of their life here at these protests. And I know it's tough for me to say because we rely on you, but I also don't want to see you guys hurt. So do keep us posted, and I really appreciate you guys calling in.
Thanks, Dad.
See, even our unanticipated correspondents are better
Than this.
this asshat. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe or hit the notification bell, because that lets your mobile device. Do people still say cell? I don't think they say, but no one says LTE. We used to say cellular, but we don't say LTE. But then, what was it? There was roaming. Do we still have roaming? I think we still have roaming. If you're watching this on mobile, I've wasted a ton of and you're likely driving. You're probably dead. You're probably just looking back now, and the road is just, there are some lights and sirens going off. Maybe there's like a pair of slacks in the grill of your car next to the Rudolph nose that you put in for some holiday festivity, only now it's covered in someone else's blood. So hit the notification bell. Join Mug Club at louderwithcrowder.com/Mug Club, because that's how we support this. We don't actually make any money off of YouTube, and we do a full daily, like 80% more content. And you know what? I hope that your blood type is O negative.